हरये नमः कृष्ण जादवाय नमः जादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण जादवाय नमः जादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन
गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन
श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत सीता हरि गुरु वैष्णव भागवत गीता
श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत सीता हरि गुरु वैष्णव भागवत गीता
श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ.
More than 5,000 years ago, Lord Sri Krishna declared to sage Narad and Queen Rukmini that he would personally appear in the Kali Yuga to distribute his own divine love. In the 15th century, the Lord came as promised in the form of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and spread pure love of Godhead and the congregational chanting of the holy names throughout India. The Lord's closest associate, Sri Nityananda, predicted that an astonishing temple would one day manifest at Mayapur, the birthplace of Sri Caitanya, from where the Lord's mission would be broadcast all over the world. In the late 19th century, the pioneer of the program to distribute Lord Chaitanya's teachings outside India, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, received a spiritual vision of the wonderful temple where people of all nations would gather to chant the Lord's holy name. The Thakur's illustrious son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, continued the mission of his father, developing Mayapur and establishing 64 temples throughout India. Under the divine instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada brought the teachings of Sri Caitanya to the Western world, establishing over 100 centers of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness across the globe. In the 1970s, Srila Prabhupada revealed his vision for the grand Mayapur temple, instructing his disciples to create a Vedic Planetarium that would be a direct challenge to the prominent atheistic and mechanistic worldview. Now, by the grace of the Lord, the vision of Srila Prabhupada and his previous Acharyas is beginning to manifest in Sri Mayapur, the temple of the Vedic Planetarium.
Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana.
Situated in the lush green countryside of Bengal, on the bank of the sacred Ganges, Sri Mayapur Dham has been a holy place for millennia, but has special significance for the worshippers of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
Krishna Kirtana Ganana Tanapano Premamritam Manidhi
Srila Prabhupada gave many instructions on how to fulfill his vision for the temple, and his disciples have been working for many years to see it manifest.
I was initiated in 1975, and I worked on the Detroit temple for about a year. Prabhupada came to visit there in 1976. Srila Prabhupada was up in his quarters, and he was talking about the Mayapur project, you know, the temple of the Vedic Planetarium, to guests he had. Then he turned to me and he said, "How do you like this idea?" And I said, "Oh, it sounds like a very, very good idea." I didn't even know where Mayapur was. I had not been there. So then after I said I thought it was a good idea, then he turned to me and he said, "Oh, that's good, so you can help finance." So the seed was planted then, but of course it took many, many years for us to start the project.
I've been involved with the project for more than 20 years, and in those 20 years, we've attempted all different types of designs and concepts. Due to unknown reasons, we didn't have the opportunity to build at the other places.
Basically, in 2006, we hit a brick wall. The government said, no, you can't go ahead with this plan. We're vesting all of your land, etc., etc. So I was kind of frustrated and confused as to where do we go from here, and I was getting ready to come to India for the GBC meetings in the spring of 2006. So the night before I was supposed to leave, you know, I was just thinking about this issue for a long, long time, and I just said, Srila Prabhupada, can you just tell me what you want? So I went to bed, and I was living in Florida, and there was thunderstorms, and I had a dream just before dawn, and I was with Srila Prabhupada, and I said, do you want us to move the project to Puri, or should we continue to do it in Sridham Mayapur? And you know, the clear indication that I got was that Prabhupada wanted it in Mayapur. So then the next day I got on the plane, I was flying to India, and the whole way over I was thinking, you know, how could we do this? If we do it in Mayapur, what is the only way that we could do it? And I thought, we could build it on our own land. We have land that's totally controlled by ISKCON. It's safe. There's no problems with it being vested or the government threatening or whatever. We had a good 25 acres, I think. And if we were going to put a temple on this in the middle of our campus, it would have to be a temple that was very practical, that was buildable, that was within a budget that was reasonable for us. We're not, you know, we're not an extremely rich society. We're not like some other religious and Hindu societies. You know, we have a certain amount, we're able to collect a certain amount. So with all those parameters, I thought, you know, we'll build it on our own campus, we'll design a building that's buildable, and, you know, we can move forward like that. You know, it seemed like, you know, a good idea. So when I got to Mumbai, I went immediately to see Radhanath Swami, and I bounced the idea off him, and he gave me, you know, confidence that I was on the right track. As he said, yes, a very sensible plan, you know, and way forward. So from then on, you know, we had our team, and what we did was we went back to the basics, you know, to see what Srila Prabhupada, what he really wanted for this project, what he wanted it to look like, what he wanted inside the project, etc., etc., etc. And the rest has been, you know, pretty amazing, the progress.
So we decided to maybe go back to Prabhupada, where what Prabhupada wanted. So we're building the temple in the middle of the compound where Srila Prabhupada laid the cornerstone.
It was the first International Society for Krishna Consciousness Gaurpurnima festival. Prabhupada laid the foundation stone. Some of his godbrothers helped him also. And he laid an Ananta Shesh. So we had the Bajrang Kutir, that was the only building there at that time. 20-30 meters from there, going towards from the Bajrang Kutir towards the eastern side. That is where the actual temple is actually being built now, so that foundation stone is right on that side there.
We had finished the what is called the Lotus Building, which we called the first guest house at that time. And we were walking up the road, and we stopped in front of the Bajrang Kutir. And I said, Prabhupada, can we tear it down now? I want to tear it down. Prabhupada was silent. He was looking at it. He said, no. He said, let them see, this is what we were, and this is what we have become. And his arm lifted up right over the rice fields where the temple, the present Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir, Temple of Vedic Planetarium is.
Dhira dhira jana priyam priyakaram nirma saral pujitam nana shastra vicharanayika nipunam sadharma sanghasthapak.
Out of all the temples in ISKCON, Mayapur is unique. It's the heart of the preaching movement. and Prabhupada wanted to do something extra special here. He predicted that there would be millions of people coming from all over the world. We are in fact getting about 4 million visitors a year now.
When Srila Prabhupada was here, he was telling us how there would be a city that would develop, and he told me to think big, think big. He said the center of the city should be the temple of Vedic Planetarium.
So Prabhupada was telling me in 1972 what he wanted in terms of deities. He said, I want 3 altars. He said, on the first altar will be the Guru Parampara going back to the 6 Goswamis. He said, on the middle altar, and then of course I interrupted him, fool that I am. I said, oh, Radha Madhava. Prabhupada said, no. He said, Panchatat. And he said, Lord Chaitanya should be 7 foot tall and golden. And he said, then on the third altar, you have Radha Madhava. Of course, we had the small Ashtadot Radha Madhava. He said, Radha Madhava and the Ashtashaki. He said, Madhava should be 6 foot 4 inches. And Radharani should be 5 foot 10 inches. So specific, even then. And he said, and then he went like this. And Radharani should be dancing. He said, because when Radharani is dancing, Krishna can never leave her. So that was 1972, he gave us those instructions for the big temple.
Well, the altar is going to be 130 feet in diameter, broken into 3 sections. To your left, we'll have the disciplic succession, the Guru Parampara. In the middle altar, we have the Panchatattva, and to your right, we'll have Radha Madhava and the Ashtasakis. And these altars will be very gorgeously done. The domes will be like a Fabergé effect with beautiful crystal clear white marble with gold inlays.
We've just been serving Radha Madhava in the fields and in the grass hut, and they moved a couple of times to the Lotus building, and again now. So our dream is at least let's put Radha Madhava in their new temple. We've been through so much with them, and a long awaited time is coming. So it'll be like, as far as the pujaris are concerned, and put Radha Madhava in their new temple and let the whole world come and see.
Govinda, Hari Purusha.
Vedic Planetarium inside a temple is completely unique. And of course the reason why is because Prabhupada wanted to establish that the real world view is found in the Puranas, in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada often referred to the Bhagavatam as the highest level of education that you can get to, the knowledge that's in the Bhagavatam. And by presenting the planetarium, the Vedic cosmology inside this temple, Prabhupada was making a statement that the Srimad Bhagavatam is science. It's not sentiment, it's not mythology, it's not fairy stories, but this is real science. And he wanted to challenge the dominant mechanistic worldview with this temple.
Prabhupada also, he told that he wanted to present the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam to the scientific world, and how to equate the Vedic version with the Western.
It was 1973, after a long discussion he had with Sridhar Swami, his godbrother. Then the idea of a temple of, Prabhupada called it Temple of Vedic Planetarium, came about, which would display the cosmos, the universe, according to the Vedic idea, as opposed to the Western mundane scientific idea. And also he wanted diorama exhibits going up 3 floors with, he said, moving stair, what do you call? And they said, escalator, Prabhupada. He said, yes, escalate. Going up through the universe into the spiritual realm and ending at Goloka. And the people who are taking part in that exhibit, on one side are the exhibits, on the other side they can look over the temple floor and through the universe. They can see how the universe is constructed according to the Vedas.
Prabhupada, right from the very beginning, was presenting the Bhagavatam as a science, not as a religious text so much, but as a science of life. It explains, the whole field of human activities from beginning to end. So this is a display of that science.
It is not only a temple, but a planetary, according to Bhagavad. Which planet is situated, where is Vaikuntha Lok, where is Golok Vrindavan.
Srila Prabhupada also used the example of a chandelier hanging from the ceiling to describe his vision for the planetary model. This planetary system is rotating from east to west, and it is hanging like the chandelier, taking shelter of the pole star, that we can see every night. While Srila Prabhupada gave many instructions on the planetary model, the most complete recorded description of his vision was in a 1976 letter where he clearly laid out the 15 distinct features to be presented. The TOVP Cosmology team has used this letter with the other instructions given by Srila Prabhupada to develop a model that is strictly faithful to the vision of His Divine Grace and the Vedic version. Looking up from the temple room floor, visitors will first see the form of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu lying on Anantashesha with Lakshmi Devi. Above him are the 7 lower planetary systems, abodes of the Nagas, Daityas and Danavas, and above these is the plane of Bhumandala. In the model, this measures more than 13 meters across, with concentric rings representing the 7 oceans and islands of Bhumandala. In the center rises Mount Meru, atop Jambudvip, the central island of Bhumandala. The Puranas describe Jambudvip as having the form of a Yagyakund, with Mount Meru being like the blazing fire at the center of the Kund. Thus, the earthly realm situated on Jambudvip is designated as a place to perform sacrifice within the universe. Above Jambudvip is Bhuvaloka, the residence of the Upadevas, and from the orbit of the sun up to the pole star Dhruvaloka is the Svargaloka or heavenly realm. The planets are described in the Srimad Bhagavatam as personalities riding in chariots with their associates and paraphernalia. The model is faithful to this description, reinforcing the Vedic version that the universe is not governed by impersonal forces or filled with the vacuum of space, but is overseen by unique living personalities and is teeming with life. Srila Jiva Goswami gives the analogy of an ant crawling on a potter's wheel to explain the movement of the planets and stars. If an ant moves in a circular motion around a stationary potter's wheel, we can see that the movement of the ant is forwards both for him and for us viewing from afar. However, if the wheel is rotating in the other direction, we can see that the ant's movement is still forwards relative to the wheel, but from the viewer's perspective, the ant appears to be moving backwards under the influence of the rotating potter's wheel. In the same way, the planets have their own forward movement within the Kala Chakra or Wheel of Time. However, because the Kala Chakra is rotating in the opposite direction, it appears to an outsider as if they are moving backwards. Above Svarga, the visible planets and the pole star, begins the realms of the universe which are totally invisible to human eyes. Maha, Jana, Satya and Tapa Lokas, where perfected beings reside. Above these are the universal coverings, Shivaloka, Mahavishnu and the Brahman effulgence. Finally, in the unlimited spiritual sky is the realm of the Vaikuntha planets and the supreme realm, Goloka Vrindavan, where devotees perpetually relish the pure spiritual existence of eternal loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna.
Well, we are looking at the highest quality. We're using the highest quality stainless steel, a 304 grade. We're using a special cement grade that we've chosen. And also we have 30 of our own personal engineers on the site that are actually monitoring the quality control. So we don't even allow anything that is inferior to come up. And Pundarik Govinda, Giri Govardhan Prabhu, the site supervisors are doing an excellent job making that this will happen. So nowhere in the world this type of structure is rising up with such a high quality control.
We are completed almost 70% of the superstructure. The work is as per our schedule, it's going on. And everything, we are maintaining the quality. We are 34 engineers from the ISKCON side. We are supervising the site round the clock. Quality, we are well maintained. There's no compromise. It's going well.
Charim Chirat Karunayavati Nakalo Samarpaitum Munato Valarasam Swabhakti Suyam Hare Purata Sundara Jyuti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandare Sparadava Sachinamma
He was saying that this temple is already existing. And he said Bhaktivinoda Thakur has seen. Then he gave the example of the Vishwarup. Krishna told Arjuna, I've already killed everyone on this battlefield. You have to be the instrument. You go out and you shoot, you fire your bow and arrows. But you be the instrument, but actually they've already been killed by me. So he said in the same way, this temple is already existing. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has seen here. But you have to go out and build it. You have to do the practical building of it. And he said, if you don't do it, then someone else later will do it. Because it is the desire of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it has to happen. So he said, if you do it, you'll get the credit. If you don't do it, he said, someone else will do it in the future and they'll get the credit. They'll get the credit. So better that you get the credit. You build it and you get the credit.
Fundraising for the TLVP, because that's become my major job at this point. Pretty much most of the money that I was going to give to get the project started has been given. So now we're ramping up the fundraising, and basically it's on 2 tracks. The first track is a square foot campaign, And Radha Jivan Prabhu and Brajvilas Prabhu are going to be running the Square Foot campaign. And we're starting in America and in India and also in the Middle East we've started. So that's one track, and the other track is going to be also cultivating major donors in different places around the world. So I wanted to first of all thank Radhanath Swami, because he's been very instrumental in helping us initially get our fundraising going, especially in Mumbai. And also Jai Pataka Swami, who helped us in the Middle East, so we're very grateful to him. And also Revati Raman in Tirupati, who has been very welcoming, and we're working with him. So the project, as you all know, because you're here, has been proceeding very rapidly, the construction, since it started in 2010, so it's been barely 3 years. And in order to keep this clip going, this pace going, we really need a steady stream of income coming in. And seeing as this is the world headquarters and the dearmost desire of Srila Prabhupada, as everybody knows, we're really asking right now for all the leaders in the world to get behind this project and to help promote it in their areas and amongst people around the world, because this is really a labor of love. We'd like to deliver this project to Srila Prabhupada, you know, ideally in 2016 during the 50th anniversary of ISKCON. So that requires that everybody really has to get behind it. And at this point, it's my humble request to all the leaders, GBCs, temple presidents, that they really embrace this project. It's time to really get behind it. We've gone on for the last few years with a very small team, and mostly from donations which I've given, and several other people who have also helped. But right now we really need to turn it into a global campaign in which devotees from around the world will help bring in money so we can finish this building in a timely fashion. So my humble request to you is that you please assist us in any way possible. I know many of you have other projects that are going on, but we all know how important this project is. It's the world headquarters, and this building really is going to be very unique. There hasn't been a building built like this anywhere on the planet probably in 100 years with a dome of this size, and with that the amount of complexity in the construction. So it's going to be a building which will attract people from all over the world, which is what Srila Prabhupada wanted. And it's going to be a building which members of ISKCON are going to be very proud of. So my humble request to you is that you, all of you, I want to thank the people that have helped us so far, and my request is that the rest of you please do what you can to push this campaign forward, help finish the temple of the Vedic Planetarium, so we can get the deities moved in, you know, within the next several years. And Srila Prabhupada will be happy, Sri Radhamadava and Sri Panchadatta and Nishingade will also be happy. So thank you very much, and Hare Krishna. All glory to Prabhupada.
Since inception, we've had many challenges. From the very beginning, I recall when we did the footprint, many devotees said, wow, temple's not that big. But actually, not many people can understand how big this temple will manifest, to what size and capacity. You can see now how big this temple is. And actually we've only reached halfway. What you see now is only part of it. The domes have to come up. And you can see that how massive the whole temple will look and how grand it will be. 360 feet. Now that is a very, very large building. So we faced many challenges because a building of this type is not actually done on a daily basis. So we had challenges every day that we faced with designing, redesigning, rethinking, even from the artwork, rethinking from the structure point of view, how things will fit in, how the altars will look like on such a massive scale. So as you can see this temple manifesting, you can see the grandness, and you can see how big it will be. Well, we've had a lot of nice, very talented people working on this temple. From an engineering point of view, Mr. Vibhuti Choudhury, who is our structural engineer, with our architects from Pune, the Lasaniana group. Also, Govinda Prabhu, Pundarik Govinda Prabhu, who has done a magnificent job actually helping raise this temple off the ground. So we are now coming to a next phase, building the domes. And the domes will also be out of stainless steel. So this is another big challenge that we face. So this is the next step, finishing the domes and then starting to do the finishing detail work. So we want this temple to look like a gem, a jewel, so that actually the domes will look like a Fabergé jewel resting on top of this temple with their lordships, Sri Radha Madhava, and the Astasakis, the Panchatattva, and the disciplic succession, a crown for all of them. And also we'll have magnificent temple for Lord Nityananda, which is just now coming up, and on the other side, the planetarium we just started to build now.
Yeah, we are working out in the project, in the construction site. Every level we are facing different problems. Initially we are trying to establish the foundation system. It came up within 8 months we completed. Next level we are concerned the superstructure. We are in final stage. At present we are working for the dome part. This is very critical. It's a stainless steel dome erection part. It's in the 52 meters above. We have done the study for 15 months with one company. Finally they told such a high risky job is difficult. Again they given up. Then we are working with another true Delhi based company. They are in the professional for 27 airports they established in all over India. They are heavy fabricators. Now we engage them, and they also facing a lot of problems to execute this job in the high level working area. Again, now establish the system. Well, now Bombay based another different 2 more companies are coming. Yes, again our opening is 2016. We have to work in time also. The concern, the work is in processing. But the dome erection, we are going through the tough time. Hare Krishna.
Just to bring you up to date on the activities of the design department, first is in relation to the exhibits on the 3 gallery floors. Goloka nami nijatani chaleta tasya Devi Mahesha Haridam. Prabhupada would repeat that shloka from the Brahma Samhita again and again, and he would say, show what the life is like on Devi, Mahesh and Haridam, and the travels of Gopakumar. So I was bewildered, of course, for many years. I don't know what it is like there. But by the mercy of His Grace Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu and his team, when they presented this magnificent literature, the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, then when I read that, everything became clear what Prabhupada wanted on the journey of Gopal Kumar. So all of that now is being decided. There will be at minimum 100 exhibits on the 3 gallery floors, anywhere from 100 to 150 exhibits, life-size dioramas. The design department itself, as you can see, we have, I'll just run you through the system. Here we have different concepts for a Kailash. So when we decide on which Kailash we want, and then it's put into 3D on the computer, and then that 3D concept is sent to the architecture department in Pune under the direction of Vilasini Devi. Here are different light treatments for the chandeliers, for bronze chandeliers. There will be 5 different types, and there will be over 200 custom-made chandeliers and wall brackets on the outside and the interior of the temple. Here we have a Srila Prabhu has done this very beautiful drawing of the 6 Goswamis. We'll use this as the prototype for the 6 Goswamis who will be appearing on the Guru Parampara altar. Over here is just a drawing of the floor of the main temple. The center portion will be the tree mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, the banyan tree with its roots up and its leaves down. The roots will be pointing towards the deities, and in the tree, if you look very closely, you'll see the 2 birds, the Atma and the Paramatma bird, the Atma bird jumping from leaf to leaf. Here is a rendering of the coffered ceiling, and just an idea for the lamps, the light posts in the park. So this is how we work in the design department. Everything is done with pencil on paper, then transferred to 3D on computer, and then transferred to the architecture department.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Srila Prabhupada had a clear vision for the temple of the Vedic Planetarium, one he often expressed. He wanted a unique Vedic planetarium to present the Vedic perspective of life, including a central display of the material and spiritual worlds that visitors could view from different levels as they traveled up. He wanted a unique state-of-the-art project to attract people from all around the world to Mayapur.
I just wanted to say a few words about the project and what's been going on as far as the aspects that I'm involved in. As you can see, the construction is going on very strongly. Different parts of it are coming up very quickly, especially the roofs on the stairwells. You can see them. So the building is coming together, and I'm really happy with the way that it looks. Other people are really excited with the way that it looks, and you know, I think that it will be a monumental piece of architecture when it's completed, so we should be very proud of it and very happy with the progress that's going on. As far as funding, I just returned from a very successful trip to South Africa with our fundraising team. We collected close to $4 million in about 10 days. We had wonderful support from the entire yatra. They passed a resolution that they are going to support the TOVP until its completion. And you know, I wanted to especially thank Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj, who was very supportive and led the whole effort in South Africa. So we're very happy with all of that. So we're raising funds, the building is coming together, and I get emails and Facebook messages from devotees from all over the world, from different countries, how excited they are about Mayapur project, about the TOVP. So the feedback is really, really good. People are very excited about it. And this will be the home for all devotees in Mayapur for people to come and visit, just the way Srila Prabhupada described. So I think the GBC should be very happy with the way the project is progressing. And please carry this message back to your wherever your places are that you're going to, and spread the word around and try to become involved. Thank you very much.
2013 was a very important year for us. We completed practically all of the superstructure, and now we're just on the verge of almost completing the domes as well. This will take roughly another 9 months. Also, we've just started to commence the construction of the different areas where we seal the building from walls, from ground going upwards, and also we're starting to do the deity rooms as well. So this year is going to be the completion of the full superstructure. We also want to commence the finishing work as well, the interiors and exteriors, where we're starting from the dome coming down to the ground, and we're hoping that we can also commence the finishing of the superstructure of the altars for the deities, and then proceed by cladding the whole inside and the outside. This will also commence near the end of the year. So we're hoping that 2014 will be a successful year to finish all of the detail work ready to commence the finishing work.
For the central dome, the first ring is already completed. Second ring work is in progress. We are going to increase the workforce and we are running the site for 24 hours. Gammon hired a specialist safety dome inspection team which they help them in safety measures of dome construction.
Srila Prabhupada expressed his preference for the outer design of the temple. While visiting Washington, he instructed Yadubar and Vishaka to take photos of the Capitol building. When they inquired why, he replied, "We shall have a planetarium in Mayapur to show spiritual world, material world, and so on. Succession of the planetary systems, everything. A building like that."
The model is built as the dome will be built. So as we come up, each ring is bolted onto the one below. Okay. And it's been engineered in such a way that it's safe. There is no question of it not being safe. The only concern is the construction methodology, how we're going to build it. It has 200 millimeters of concrete on the outside. It's not only stainless steel. Once the concrete is there, we can take the stainless steel structure out and the dome will still be just as strong. We need something to hang the ceiling off so the stainless steel will stay there. Mr. Chaudhary out of Delhi has done the engineering, and we've seen, he made one video. He put all his calculations into one program, which is a very expensive program, and more or less destroyed the temple and collected that information on the forces that were necessary for the dome to collapse. And it's just, yeah, incredible forces that would be necessary.
The centerpiece of the complex is the chandelier, which provides visitors with an enlivening tour of the various regions of the cosmic creation. This features a giant model that demonstrates the movements of the planetary systems as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Explanations and displays are also presented that describe how these movements correspond to the visible universe of our experience.
We've been concentrating a great deal on the actual size of the chandelier of recent times. We realise that if it's made to the maximum size allowable, it'll be literally impossible to see the upper planetary systems. Of course, I refer to Goloka Vrindavan, which is going to be so far away. So we've adjusted the height of the chandelier to some small degree. And of course, because the chandelier its height and its width are interrelated subjects, and the width has to get altered somewhat. But it's still going to be the largest chandelier in the world, from what I can see. And it's certainly going to be the most interesting chandelier.
For the planetary display in the main dome of the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium, we've based the layout of the model on a letter that Srila Prabhupada wrote in 1976 to Mr. Dhani. Therein, Srila Prabhupada explained 15 different elements that he wanted contained within the model, beginning from Patala Loka and culminating in Goloka Vrindavan. So at the bottom of the planetary display, we have Shesha holding up the earth. This is Shesh, the empowered incarnation. There we have Ananta speaking Bhagavatam to the four Kumaras, and above the 7 subterranean planets. Here we can see Jambudvip, the central island of Bhumandala, and Bharatvarsha is situated on the southern side of that. There's 8 other Varshas with Ilavrita Varsha in the center, various supporting mountains with large trees upon them, described in Srimad Bhagavatam. In the very center of Ilavrita Varsha is Mount Meru, a golden mountain. Atop Mount Meru are the cities of important demigods, Lord Brahma in the center, the 8 Dikpalas in the cardinal directions and sub-directions. Moving out, we can see the broader Bhumandala, 7 concentric islands and oceans surrounding them. The 7th of these islands is Pushkar Dweep. On that island is Manasotra mountain, and on the mountain there's various cities of demigods such as Indra. Out further is Loka mountain. These large elephants stand atop Loka mountain to balance Bhumandala. Outside of Loka mountain is Aloka Varsha, which is dark. The rays of the sun and the other luminaries extend up to Loka mountain. On Manasotra mountain here on Pushkara Dweep, the sun travels above this mountain at the southernmost point of its annual orbit. Above Bhumandala is Bhuvarloka, which is the residence of the Charanas, Siddhas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, and above there is Swargaloka, beginning from the sun and extending up to the pole star Dhruvaloka. This is the moving part of the planetary display. Here we can see the sun and the moon moving in their chariots. The chariots are being drawn by horses moving in the anti-clockwise direction, but they're traveling with the wheel of time, moving in the clockwise direction faster, so it looks as if they're moving backwards. Above them the zodiac of stars, more planets, and another realm of stars. So here we can see everything moving with the Kala Chakra, circumambulating the axis that connects Mount Meru with Dhruvaloka. Above these planets, we come to the planet of the 7 sages, the Saptarshi. You can see them here. They're commonly known as the Big Dipper, and then Dhruvaloka, the pole star. On the ocean of milk situated there, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, who is the Paramatma within everyone's heart, he resides on Anantashesh. Moving up beyond there, we have Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka. In this video, we haven't included many of the details for there, but on Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, we have residences of the Lord, such as Lord Varaha, Lord Vamana, and so on. Here's Brahmaloka, and on Brahmaloka, we also have a form of the Lord Garbhodakshaya Vishnu as the Sahasra Shirsha Purush. Beyond there is the 7 coverings of the universe, earth, water, fire, etc. And outside of the universes is the abode of Lord Shiva, Shiva Loka. There he resides eternally. Beyond Shiva Loka, we come to Mahavishnu, Karanodakashaya Vishnu, with innumerable universes that are emanating from the pores of his transcendental body. Here you can see him being served by Rama Devi. Then we come to the Brahmajyoti, the effulgence of the Lord's transcendental body. Penetrating through the Brahmajyoti, we come to the Vaikuntha planets. We're showing 24 planets of the Vaikuntha realm in this model. The Lord with 4 arms is holding the conch, disc, club, and lotus, and the various combinations of those 4 make 24. Then we come to Goloka Vrindavan. Here we can see Radha Madhava, but we'll also be showing the other primary rasas. Krishna with the cowherd boys, Krishna being served, Krishna with Mother Yashoda. So this is an overview of the planetary display to be shown in the main dome of the temple.
Welcome to the design department for the year 2014. Of course, we have a lot of very detailed work on ceiling, plaster work, exterior, parikrama floor, interior, big temple, interior and exterior of the Nrsingadev temple. But I'll just give you one example of the interior column for the Kirtan Hall, main temple hall. This is a concept that we have for the main pillars that go around, that hold up the dome, the very strong dome. The columns will be clad in onyx and white marble bases, onyx, and then white marble capitals with gold leaf. And on this, where you see this orangey color, will actually be a very beautiful honey-colored, intricately carved teak wood, which will act as acoustic panels so that we can help to bring up the acoustics of the main hall to the standard that it has to be for huge kirtans. Here on the column, we've designed special order crystal wall light brackets. They're 10 foot long, and there'll be one on each column going up all around. Now this will go to our architects, Vilasini, and they will do the actual architectural drawings. So it's a very long, complicated process, but we all here on the design team are having great fun. It's not that this was arrived at just by my decision, but before I okay anything, I have to get the approval of all of our team, Tulsi, Elena, Manjulali, Bhaskar, the whole group. And when we're all agreed, then we okay it and send it on for further drawings. I hope to be alive next year to see you again. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
We are almost completed the superstructure for the temple of the Vedic Planetarium. The first design mandate that was given to us before we started the whole design process in 2007 was the longevity of the building, that it should last for minimum 1,000 years. So considering that aspect, the whole design, right from the foundation, the columns, the domes, and the architectural materials have been selected and designed accordingly. So we have a team of architects based in Pune. All of them have received their Bachelor's of Architecture degree and are working at tandem with the artists in Mayapur. So pretty much for every feature of the temple, we have the artists reinvent the wheel. For every capital, every shaft design, every flute or jali work, which any normal building would be just a standard design that would be used. But since we want to make this a unique design as a dream project of Srila Prabhupada, we want to ensure that all the designs and materials used are state-of-the-art.
The art department is mainly, at least up till now, been involved with designing and creating the Guru Parampara, which will be used on the altar upstairs. With each of the Guru Parampara deities, we're trying as much as possible to show each of their moods, their individual moods, rather than a more generic figure of each. So rather than them just being sculptures, we're actually creating a unique murti of individual deities. So up till now we've completed from Srila Prabhupada up to Krishna Das Kaviraj. So that's about 8 or 9 figures. And how we generally work is we start with the design or a photograph if the Acharya has some photographs of them. And then we start working on the clay figures, get as much detail as possible in the clay. And then we make fiberglass prototypes. And those fiberglass prototypes we can use to bring to foundries where we'll cast them in bronze. One unique thing about these deities is we won't be making the deities in, the general brass look, the shiny brass. We'll actually be putting a patina on them. Patina is a kind of chemical process through bronze where you can get different colors through the metal itself. It's a chemical process. So by doing that, we can actually get skin tones. We can make it look more real life, I'm kind of going in that kind of direction, where instead of just drawing any generic figure or copying some real person, I actually look a little bit more into the history and who they were and things like this. And also in each of their hands, they'll have different objects which will relate to their either their teachings or who they were. So with Gopal Bhatta, he'll have some scripture in his hand, and he'll have a mudra which shows that he's a teacher or he's giving us knowledge. So all these things just kind of enhance the overall mood of the deities, you know.
The Temple of the Vedic Planetarium is meant to educate people about the cosmology according to the Vedic literature. To that end, 1/3 of the building has been dedicated to presenting through multimedia experiences the basic theme that we find in the Veda of a living universe. The idea of life coming from life, of course, is the main undercurrent that Srila Prabhupada wanted to present to people in general, but also in particular to scholars and scientists and the educated public. In the west wing of the building, where we have the exhibits, that will be aimed at a particular audience of high school and above educated persons. There'll be an entry fee, there'll be 3 levels of exhibits, and then on the top floor there'll be a 23-meter tilted dome. In the dome we'll present digital films showing the basic idea of the Vedic universe as being populated by superior living beings, and then we'll also have on the lower floors different kinds of multimedia experiences along that theme of life comes from life. As far as content goes, we have no shortage. His Grace Sadaputa Prabhu, when he was working on the project in the 1990s and early 2000s, sketched out at least 55 different exhibits that could be shown. We have many more different ideas from the works of ISKCON devotees like Dhrutakama Prabhu with his forbidden archaeology and human devolution. And Srila Prabhupada also told us that we could take any story or theme from the Bhagavatam and present that visually. For instance, we could make a presentation on human social systems and organization, such as Varnashram. So in this way we have no shortage of content, and the plan will be to have some permanent exhibits and also some temporary exhibits so that we can show things based on the latest thinking in scientific fields. They're always changing and we need to adapt and show the Vedic vision of those different so-called scientific concepts. So this year in 2014 we will begin in earnest with the development of various multimedia presentations and filmmaking. We have 6 months ago accepted the services of Sriman Sridham Prabhu. He worked for the last 7 years as a production manager for Sky TV in New Zealand. He's very competent, intelligent young man, and he will be coordinating the efforts to develop a team for script writing and then production. So during this year we hope to finalize exactly which exhibits we'll be building first, what shows we want to present in the domed theatre, and then we'll construct, or rather gather together a production team so that we can actually start to realize these goals.
From this temple, service to Lord Gauranga was spread all over the world. The prediction is from this temple, from the TOVP temple, then it will go from here. So this is how important it is to establish this temple as quickly as possible, because the prediction is not going to come true until the temple is ready, because the prediction is from this temple. So as soon as we get the temple finished, then at any time we can expect that the holy name will spread in every town and the village of the world.
Looking at the building at this particular point, you can see how big it is, how much area that this building covers. The whole building has an area of 55,000 square meters, or 605,000 square feet. So this is a massive actual structure. This area that we're showing you is so big on a world standard. It's the biggest dome of this size in the world practically. So you can see by the images of other buildings how grand this building will be.
It appears that anybody who observes the temple of the Vedic Planetarium in a serious sense is forming an act of devotion. This is Srila Prabhupada's legacy to the world.
हराय नमः कृष्ण जादवाय नमः जादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण जादवाय नमः जादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन
गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन
श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत सीता हरि गुरु वैष्णव भागवत गीता
श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत सीता हरि गुरु वैष्णव भागवत गीता
श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ